good, my hooker's here. I'm kidding.
There are 1 million prostitutes in the U.S. Prostitutes, like any other good or service, should be legalized and regulated in order to gain revenue and protect the workers within the industry. Nevada's rural countries are the only place in America where the world's oldest profession is officially allowed. Nevada only allows prostitution in licensed brothels that test workers routinely for sexually transmitted infections.
Our policy is to make prostitution legal, and if made legal, brothels would be state registered and regulated to ensure the safety of workers as well as the regulation of tax income. Our model would resemble that of a marijuana dispensary in Colorado, which earns over $1 billion in sales in 2015, and over 80,000 Americans are arrested for soliciting illegal sex each year. It is certain that an even greater number of Americans purchase illegal sex each year, so the market and demand for prostitution is evident.
Hello.
So I looked over your chart.
Of course, I'm Gil Faisan.
And I'm George St. Geeglin, his associate.
So I was looking over your chart and you have high levels of gonorrhea.
Oh, thank you.
And that's what Freddie Gonorrhea died of?
No, he died of AIDS.
Right, so he was poisoned by it, so his gonorrhea is poisoning.
I'll ask you about some of your symptoms. Are you feeling fatigue?
Yeah,
Pain in your groin?
yeah.
Any abnormal discharge?
Slides right out, like
Like toothpaste.
like Crest.
Oh, well, those are all symptoms of gonorrhea.
Yeah, no, I don't understand this. You just got a clean bill of health.
Yeah, just had a doctor's
The
checkup.
doctor's checkup the other week.
Who's your physician?
Yeah, about a month ago I saw Dr.
Yeah,
Wong.
Lu Wang. Dr. Lu Wang.
Is that your primary physician?
He was the primary suspect in a botched C-section.
Yeah, yeah.
So he didn't perform any tests?
Lou Wong?
No. He was waving a gun around, screaming, race ride this, race ride that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to prescribe you some doxycycline, and I would recommend not having sex.
Yeah, occasionally I have sex with a prostitute.
Occasionally a prostitute.
I mean, I don't have sex with more than 2-3 prostitutes a day.
You're having sex with prostitutes 3 times a day?
Well, you gotta have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, don't ya? Yeah, I have like a dollop of prostitute per meal.
Yeah, like two or three hookers a day.
Yeah, just a handful of prostitutes.
I really recommend that you'd stop having sex with illegal prostitutes.
I don't think we've been having too much illegal sex with prostitutes.
No.
And stop having sex altogether.
I don't think that's too much illegal sex with prostitutes.
Well, it is.
I don't think I've been having too much sex with illegal prostitutes.
What is the meaning of this?
What's the meaning of this?
Negatives of illegal prostitution. 70% of prostitutes have experienced multiple rapes by their customers, pimps, and strangers. Of those raped, only 7% seek help, and only 4% report the rape to the police. Average arrest, court, and incarceration costs amount nearly $2,000 per arrest. Cities spend an average of $7.5 million on prostitute enforcement, ranging from $1 million to $23 million.
Other negatives of illegal prostitution include that with no regulation in place or requirements of using condoms, prostitutes are the cause of about 6 to 8% of the United States STIs and STDs. Total criminalization leads to the targeting and the arrest of sex workers who may be forced into the industry from the get-go. Illegal prostitution pushes the entire industry underground, and abused women are less likely to seek help from law enforcement as they are technically complicit in the criminal act. For every 100,000 U.S. prostitutes, 204 of them are murdered.
A guy goes to a $5 lady of the night, and he gets crabs. So the next day, he goes back to complain. And the woman says, "Hey, it was only $5. What did you expect? Lobster?"
The positives of legal prostitution. Prostitution in America is an $18 billion industry.
Economists sustain that the government would earn about $6 billion in federal income taxes and another $2 billion in licensing fees.
Sex workers and sex worker advocacy groups tend to support decriminalization as a way to better protect their health and well-being.
Law enforcement's attention would not be on the workers themselves, but on those who are trafficking or harming the women instead.
Legalizing would bring prostitution into a place where it could be practiced safely and regulated so the government could focus their energy instead of targeting traffickers. Legalizing would also ideally make it easier to provide prostitutes with health services, thus preventing the spread of STDs. Legalizing prostitution would make tracking sex traffickers easier and provide information on how to make trafficking more difficult. The only way to fix the problem with the world's oldest profession is to finally bring it out of the shadows. Think about it. Do we want to live in a world where people cannot seek help in fear of the consequences that will follow? A world where children as young as 9 are entered into the world of sex trafficking. A world where there is no accurate data of how many women are raped, sold, or killed due to prostitution, but we do know that is way too many. By legalizing prostitution, the United States would be able to protect its citizens, lower the spread of sexually transmitted diseases, and make the business exponentially safer. So America, legalize prostitution in order to make an illegal booming business into a huge profit for our country, as well as safer for our workers. The policy of legal prostitution will reap benefits fiscally, as well as benefit our society in guaranteeing sex workers their American rights. Thank you.
Let's just move on.
Let's try words that end in ON.
Prostitution! I want to do prostitution.